In the vast expanse of the Andromeda Galaxy, where stars burned like lanterns in an endless void, the alien ship Zetharion drifted silently through the cold vacuum of space. Its sleek obsidian hull shimmered faintly with energy fields that pulsed, like living veins. Inside, Captain Xylar of the Vorthic species stood at the helm, his elongated limbs resting lightly on the glowing control panel. His crystalline eyes scanned the bridge, taking in the hum of machinery and the soft chatter of his crew. Xylar was known across star systems as one of the most brilliant tacticians in the Quadrant Alliance, a coalition of interstellar races, bound by mutual survival. But today, he felt uneasy. The mission ahead was perilous, even for someone of his stature. They were venturing into uncharted territory, a region rumored to be teeming with hostile entities known only as the Shrouded. No vessel had returned from this sector intact, or alive. But what weighed heavily on Xylar's mind wasn't just the unknown dangers lurking beyond the next nebula. It was the presence of a human aboard his ship. Humans were strange creatures, fragile, unpredictable, emotional, and yet they possessed something no other species could replicate: their capacity for irrational bravery, their knack for thinking outside logical parameters, and their stubborn refusal to give up even when all hope seemed lost made them both infuriating and invaluable. For decades now, it had become a trend among alien captains to recruit humans into their crews, despite the risks. Some called it superstition. Others saw it as a strategic necessity. Xylar himself wasn't sure which side he fell on. The human, currently sitting in the corner of the bridge, sipping what appeared to be some kind of caffeinated beverage, was named Alex Carter. A former Earthling engineer who had signed up for deep space exploration after humanity joined the Quadrant Alliance, Alex embodied everything Xylar found maddening about humans. He laughed too loudly, spoke out of turn, and seemed incapable of following orders without questioning them first. But there was also something about him, an indomitable spark, that intrigued the Vorthic captain. "Captain," said First Officer Vren, her voice cutting through Xylar's thoughts. "We're approaching the edge of the veil. Sensors indicate unusual gravitational fluctuations." Xylar straightened, his crystalline eyes narrowing. "Prepare the shields. Helm, slow our approach. I don't want any surprises." "Aye, sir," replied the helmsman, his tentacles deftly adjusting the controls. Alex leaned forward in his seat, setting down his drink. "You know, if we keep tiptoeing around like this, we'll never get anywhere. Sometimes you just gotta punch through." Xylar turned to glare at him. "And sometimes reckless behavior gets everyone killed." "Or saves everyone," Alex shot back with a grin. "Come on, Cap. You didn't bring me along because I'm good at sitting quietly." Before Xylar could retort, the ship shuddered violently. Alarms blared, red lights flashing across the bridge. "Report!" Xylar barked. "It's a gravitational anomaly, sir," Vren replied, her antennae twitching nervously. "It's pulling us off course." "Engage reverse thrusters," Xylar commanded, but the ship continued to drift uncontrollably toward the heart of the veil. Alex stood up, gripping the back of his chair. "I've got an idea." "No," Xylar said firmly. "Whatever it is, no." "Trust me," Alex insisted, his tone unusually serious. "This isn't the time to play it safe." For a moment, Xylar hesitated. Then, with a frustrated growl, he gestured for Alex to proceed. "Fine, speak quickly." Alex pointed to the navigation console. "If we reroute power from the shields to the engines and pulse them at maximum output, we might be able to break free of the gravity well. It's risky, but it could work." Vren looked horrified. "That would leave us vulnerable to whatever's out there." "Exactly why it's brilliant," Alex said, flashing another grin. "Sometimes you have to take a hit to win the fight." Xylar stared at him, weighing the options. The odds weren't favorable, but they were running out of time. Finally, he nodded. "Do it." As Alex worked alongside the engineering team to implement his plan, the tension on the bridge was palpable. The ship groaned under the strain as power surged into the engines, and for a terrifying moment it seemed like nothing was happening. Then, with a deafening roar, the Zetherian lurched forward, breaking free of the anomaly's grip. Cheers erupted from the crew, but Xylar remained silent, watching Alex as he slumped back into his seat, wiping sweat from his brow. "You knew that might not have worked," Xylar said quietly. Alex shrugged. "Yeah, but doing nothing definitely wouldn't have worked. Sometimes you just gotta roll the dice." Xylar didn't respond immediately. Instead, he turned his gaze to the viewport, where the veil loomed ominously. Whatever awaited them beyond it, he knew one thing for certain. Having a human on board was both a blessing and a curse. Their unpredictability could lead to disaster, or salvation. And perhaps that was exactly why every alien captain wanted one.